Tesla just hit a new all-time high. We can see it sitting right now at $489, which is quite amazing. We've been buying Tesla for a while here on this channel, and we are making some stable and steady gains with it. Now the question right now is, what is going to happen in the immediate short term? We can see here we are around this zone right here. Let me showcase it to you. Here we have one top and here we have another top. So right now it's very important for Tesla to go above this zone and create a higher high. If not, we still have the risk of a double top forming here. And usually double tops go something like this. They go up, then they retrace down, then they go up again, and either they break to the upside and create a new higher high, something like this, or they tend to go to the downside and create again a kind of a M pattern. So we have to be careful with that. So it can either go like this and up here, higher high, or like this, and again back down, testing this zone here at 250, and this will be a massive drop for Tesla. Let's take a look at it. This will be like almost a 47% drop, so we have to be quite careful right now. If you've made money, it's definitely a good time to take some profits. Don't get greedy. It's always good to take some profits. You can see here the RSI is also getting overbought here on the 4-hourly. So it might be a good time to take some profits based on this. Let's quickly check the RSI also on the daily. We can see we are slowly getting also there into the overbought zone. And usually when this happens, it tends to have a cooldown. We can see this happened here again. It was at 474 and then it dropped to 390. Now the question is, how far can it drop? And we have to be quite careful because we can see here on the VPVR indicator, this is the volume based indicator. It shows us where the most stock has been traded basically, and we can see this zone right here at around 250. There has been a lot of volume trades happening, and it's an indicator that we might go and touch this zone again. We don't have to, but it's a good indicator because we can see here not so much volume. We can see it not so much, not too much, but here around this zone there was a lot of volume. So we have to take this into consideration. We also have here these patterns forming. We have here one time a rising wedge pattern basically, and also a rectangle pattern. And let me quickly go to the 4-hourly so we can see it here more clearly. Exactly here we can see rising wedge attack, and usually they tend to break to the downside, and the target of this rising wedge is at around $270 for Tesla. So we have to be very, very, very careful right now. It's very important that you always take some profits and use a stop loss. I would say in this case it would be if Tesla goes below this zone, below 470, I would put a stop loss around that zone because then it means we can go even lower. Now let's also quickly talk about Google here. We're gonna make also some more videos about stocks on this channel, so make sure you are subscribing and following. I heard the big news that stocks will be traded 24/7 from next year Q2, so it's gonna become tradable 24/7, same like crypto, which is something definitely very nice. Now let's talk about Google. Sitting at 307 right now. Also, RSI looks like it's cooling off a little bit. We had this nice pump to 330 when the new Google chips were released, and we are cooling off since then a little bit. We had like almost a 10% drop here, 7.3. Let's see, I think we might go a little bit lower. And for Google also, we can see here there is a lot of volume on the downside. So right now, it's not the time to go full or in on the stocks. They are quite high. They are sitting both at, I think, around all-time high prices. Let's quickly see it here on the weekly, and we can see it here very clearly. Google is basically just going up, but a retracement is not off the books. We can see a lot of volume and a lot of trades have been happening right here. So I would definitely watch these zones right here. I would say this is a nice zone that I would watch out for, and also I think this is already a good one. I don't think it's gonna go below $200, only in case of a black swan event, but I don't think so. $200 I would be very happy to buy some more Google there. For now, we can see on the weekly RSI is overbought, so it's not the time to open some longs right now. I would wait for the RSI to go into the oversold zone. We can see this was a nice zone to buy. This was when the tariffs happened in March, and since then we can see some very nice gains there. 135 profits, 135% profits, so quite nice. Now let's also take a look at Google, at the gold. And gold, we can see it here also very clearly, kind of a double top. I talked already about it in my previous videos, so it's not the time to buy right now. We can see also on the VPVR here, a lot of volume is at $3,000, and that's where I would start entering as well. For now, I think a correction might come down here to the $3,300 zone for gold, so we have to be careful with that. It might be smart to open a short position. This is the question. Maybe, we have also a lot of gold based tokens, like tokenized gold, that we can trade on Wix or on Bybit. So it looks very tempting to open a short position right now. We can see the high is not even higher than before, so I might go for a short on gold. Let's see. Now, what else do we have here? Silver also had a nice performance last week and went up quite well in the past 4 weeks. Went from $48 up to 65, which is quite nice. I think it's around 35% gain. Actually, here we can see it here in the past 210 days. So basically, this year is also up almost 100%, which is nice. In the past, I want to see it in the past 4 weeks. How much did we go? 31%, 33%, which is quite nice for silver, which is a very stable asset. Now, Bitcoin, we already talked about it in my previous video. So if you want to know more about Bitcoin, just go and watch the video from yesterday. There I talked about all the price targets and all the zones where I'm going to start buying some more Bitcoin, where I'm going to open some swing trades and more. This was it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to take profits. See you all again next time. Bye bye.